Welcome back to the Mindset Recruiting Podcast. I'm Alex Rojas, your talent advisor and host. This is the second part of the 10 reasons why recruiters are stressed out. We went through the first 5 and now we're picking it up from 6 through 10. So here we are. We're going to give you the reasons and the solutions behind them. So starting things off for us is reason number 6. It's quite simply job burnout. That's right. We're burned out from our jobs. There's a level of dissatisfaction. And so what's happening right now, there's a tug of war going on when it comes to working at home, telecommuting, going into the office, whatever it might be. And that's going to continue probably for the unseen future here. So, but what's really happening for us as recruiters and why our stress levels are increasing is recruiters are not taking as many breaks as they used to. I mean, we're working through lunch, right? We're working after hours. We're taking calls in our cars. We're taking calls in restaurants, right? We're living in a period of isolation if you're working from home, or you're caught up in this matrix, this virtual reality where all your meetings are done video. So all of these things are just really causing you to burn out as a recruiter. So what's the solution behind that? The solution is setting boundaries is going to be the most important thing. So yes, you have to work. Yes, you have to work your 8 hours or whatever, how many hours in order for you to be as productive as you need to be to meet your deliverables, but you still need to carve time out for personal time, for me time, for your hobbies, for exercise, for meditation, right? So anything that's going to take you away from your desk, make some of those personal phone calls that you need to make with family, with friends, with colleagues even. Go ahead and set appointments that you've been putting off. Take time to read. Why not read a chapter or read anything that's going to go ahead and just take your mind off of work, right? So go outside, get some fresh air, think about other ways that you can bring in income streams into your life. That's the other thing. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. I get it. If you're caught up in the matrix, which is the big buzzword, right? That you're working a 9-to-5 job, clocking in, clocking out, and you're content with doing that for 20, 30 years until you retire as a recruiter, kudos to you. But there's a lot of recruiters that are out there hustling that want to create other ways of making income. And that can actually bring life so that you don't experience job burnout. Reason number 7, dealing with difficult hiring managers. If you go back to episode 3, I had a pretty, what I would consider fantastic episode when it comes to the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to hiring managers. It's how recruiters deal with the different nuances of hiring managers. So ultimately, though, what we're talking about here is that there's a high maintenance quality that comes into play when we're dealing with hiring managers. There's unrealistic expectations that unfold, and we as recruiters may be challenged with difficult hiring managers that obviously aren't capable or don't have the experience. Maybe they don't have the reps, but at the end of the day, the reason why they're hiring managers is because they're expected to make hires, which means they're expected to partner up with recruiters. So what is the solution in dealing with difficult hiring managers? It all starts with making sure that they're educated within the recruiting lifecycle process. And so a lot of times we take that for granted. We don't know the history of a hiring manager that we're interacting with. Taking time to develop a relationship and a rapport with that hiring manager is going to be important. There's a difference between a hiring manager who's only made a few hires over the last few years compared to a hiring manager that has made hundreds of hires over the last few years. Go ahead and take time to go ahead and schedule lunch and learn series so you can go ahead and sit down. There's times where you can do, as a recruiter, you can have sourcing parties with your hiring manager. Go ahead and start looking at some of the profiles, get input from them, maybe give them an education piece on a certain part of the interview process or the workflow process. But at the end of the day, what you want to do as a recruiter is you want to develop more meaningful relationships with your hiring managers. And that way you can start overcoming the complexities of working with these difficult hiring managers that are out there. Reason number 8, Too many meetings. That's right. There are way too many meetings right now. We are peppered all day long with attending meetings. Whether they're on video or they're conference calls, they're scattered throughout the day. They're really breaking our momentum to go ahead and do what we like to do as recruiters, which is source screens, submit, make hires, and really plan meetings with hiring managers to do rec intakes, everything that falls under that. And so what happens is we got to be prepared to be on camera. We're multitasking. We're not staying focused. We're not contributing to any of these calls. We're distracted by our phones, and we are not effective and engaged in these meetings. And they're really, quite honestly, have become boring. And so if that happens, that creates stress levels throughout the day as a recruiter, because they're like, oh, I got to go to another meeting. I got to listen to this person again. So what's the solution behind this is, be prepared for meetings, be aware of really what the agenda is going to be all about, and be prepared also to provide commentary, make recommendations and suggestions, have some input into the meeting. You will help out the people that are participating in the meeting to deliver better quality content as well. But just be present, ask the questions. That's probably one of my biggest pet peeve is when a meeting is done, somebody's just got done presenting for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and so they say, any questions? And there's 100 recruiters on a call, or 50 recruiters, or 5 questions, and it's cricket. There's nothing going on. No recruiters are asking questions, and so it creates kind of that awkward silence. And so engage. That helps with your reputation. It'll help you stay engaged in the meeting sort of experiences that will reduce your stress levels as a recruiter. Reason number 9, finding talent. That's right. This is old school. This has been problematic for recruiters since the beginning of recruiting times, really. So, the sourcing, the top of funnel leads, hard to fill jobs. It's a competitive marketplace. The talent's not out there. Ghosting from candidates. I had another episode about why recruiters ghost candidates, but guess what? We also receive it on our end as well. The candidates don't get back to us. They're non-responsive. This can be something that causes us to be stressed out, right? Especially when you find a good candidate that you want and you're stalking them and you don't get them. That sucks. So what is the solution behind it is really making sure you have good, effective sourcing methodologies, ensuring that you're pipelining outreach, your outbound pipelining and developing your talent community, the candidates that you need to hire, the profiles that you're building, that they're spot on, because it's a much better tactic to build effective pipelines, candidate pipelines, versus butts in seats just trying to fill jobs one at a time. So look at the hiring data. That's another good area there that will help you kind of determine, what is the rhythm, what is the analysis of the types of people that you're hiring into your company, and what are the types of talents that you're responsible for, and making sure that there's transparency and setting expectations with your hiring managers when it comes to finding talent. And I have another episode in which I talk about the best recruiting pitch as recruiters. When you do get that talent on your phone and you schedule a call, making sure that you have a clear, concise opportunity pitch to candidates is highly effective to reducing the stress levels, because finding talent is something that's always going to be around. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be challenging on a day-to-day basis. Here we are, the 10th reason why recruiters get stressed out. It's all about handling rejections. That is right. As recruiters, it's almost a rite of passage, if you will. Getting rejected is part of our daily task. It's just like, okay, let me see how many times I'm going to get rejected today, whether I get rejected by candidates, we get rejected by my submittal feedbacks that I send to hiring managers, get rejected by leadership, get rejected by my coworkers and thoughts and ideas that I might have, get rejected on my interview feedbacks. I even get rejected by the technology. Sometimes the technology just doesn't want to work for us. So what's the solution behind this? The solution is developing thick skin. And I love the analogy of calluses, right? Developing that, because we learned day one, whoever trained you and mentored you, the first thing they probably told you about were about the rules about being in Fight Club. And the first rule in being in Fight Club, or for that matter, recruiting Recruiters Club is that you have to have thick skin, or you have to love roller coaster rides, because the ups and downs are crazy. They're all over the place. And so one of the things that we're always constantly going to hear about is going to hear no, 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 no all day long. It's part of our journey. And the way that we overcome that is we become really good at our skills and our craft. We develop those skills over time so that we can be working towards subject matter expertise level, taking advantage of training opportunities, development courses. Those things are the things that you want to go ahead and make sure that you're constantly participating in. I do offer free and paid online courses out there for recruiters and hiring managers, but take advantage of it. There's so many webinars that are out there. There's conferences that you can go to, workshops that you can be part of. All of these will help you out and will help you develop that callus on your skin so you can have that thick skin and learn how to handle rejections. Well, there you have it, the 10 reasons why recruiters are stressed out. My hopes are that you can start applying these solutions as part of a self-help therapy process and journey that you're going to go on. Please remember to like this episode. Leave me your comments as well if there's other reasons why you get stressed out as a recruiter. And more importantly, please be sure to subscribe to this channel. It really helps us grow the Mindset Recruiting Podcast. It's here to educate, to provide some entertainment, to help you when it comes to knowledge. And remember, until next time, it's all about the mindset.